Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. We're going to get this done in 15 minutes or less. So, in my inventory, in my recent acquisitions tab, you'll see that I have quite a few new animations. Now, if you look down here, this is your native toolbar. If you right click, you'll see Toolbar Buttons. You can remove buttons, you can do a lot of things with this, but we're not going to talk about any of that. We're just going to look at the Toolbar Buttons and make myself talk. Alright, so as you can see, you have quite a few choices in what you can put on this bottom bar here, which usually you don't see mine because there's no need for that, but today there's a need. About land, you have appearance and search and assets and move lock and all these wonderful things that can be sitting on your screen so that you can have instant access to them at any given time. I don't use very many of them. I only find that I need a few at any given time and the rest, But what you should be able to see at the bottom when I highlight is the Conversations tab, the Voice tab, Speak, the Walk, Run, Fly, How We Ambulate button, our camera controls, Snapshot, and the AO. This is the tab that we're going to be talking about. So we're going to close this out. In the event that you do not have the AO tab sitting on your toolbar, let's see, what can I put there that won't get on my nerves? Show friends only. So this is how it goes with every tab. I'm going to grab this tab and I'm going to pull it, just drag and drop it right down there to my toolbar. And as you can see, there it is. And if I click that, then it'll give me show friends only. Now, of course, I can get rid of that by doing the same thing, drag and drop. Resync animations, region estate, mouse look, that is just what you do. If you want to fly, you just drag and drop it, and there it is. No big deal. Alright, so I don't want that. So I'm going to put that back. But that's how you do it in the event that you don't have it on your toolbar. So we have taken the AO, because that is the one we need, the animation overrider, and we have pulled that by the drag and drop method into the toolbar. We close that out, and then we are going to click that button. Now, you can, first of all, you're going to want to create a new animation set. You click the little plus sign, and this is what you'll see. So I'm going to leave this. I'm going to say this is going to be Celena's tester. And we're going to create that list. Now, as you can see, it does take a couple of moments for the configuration to go ahead and take hold. But when I click this little arrow here, you'll see there is the list. Now, I have 3, as you can see, with the addition of that one. But we're going to click the tester. Now, we can make this a default AO, or we can use it to override sits. We all know what that means. And we can disable stands. So this isn't very difficult, but we don't have anything in Celena's tester. We don't have any animations. And is this going to be, what kind of animation set is this going to be? As you can see here, under default override sits disable stands, we have another box that we can highlight. And when we click this box, you can see you get a lot of designations here. So, actually I should have one that's a walking animation, but I'll look into that in a moment. Okay, so we are going to say that this is going to be so we're going to call this a standing, because when we use our dance animations, we are indeed standing in one place. It's our avatar that is given the illusion of movement. So we're going to call this a standing designation, and we're going to open back up our inventory and pull that pretty close to here. This is just how I do it. I'm sure many of you are better than I at the drag and drop, but we are going to drag and drop our animations from here in our inventory to this blank space well under the standing. Now, same thing for if I go back to daily and I click the check mark to activate this animation set now, we're right back to where we were. Now I have another dancing one here. And if I click the check mark, it'll activate that dance set. We're going to go back to Celena's tester and activate this animation set. And there we go. So one more time. After you've purchased your animations, you're going to pull them up from your inventory, and you are going to drag and drop them into this little blank box. And as you can see, I stopped dancing because it's configuring right now. Now, you can reload all of your dances so that they pop up well for you. And the back and forth buttons are, so you can switch to the next animation. An animation that I didn't want by mistake, or I bought one and found that it didn't fit in with the rest, and I wanted to remove it. I want to delete it. So say I have this one here. It is not a walk in the traditional sense. It's more an animation like a dance. So I want to remove this. Now, let's play it so you can see how lovely it really is. It's a great walk, but it is not a walk in the traditional sense. So I need to get rid of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click that particular animation, and I'm going to, as you can see, I'm highlighting this little trash can here. Because if you click this one up here, you're going to delete your whole thing. You just want to delete this one animation. So you're coming down to where that animation is, and we're going to delete it. And it's no longer there. So no longer have to deal with that. I will reload what I have, which actually makes all my animations stop for a second. And when I turn this back on and go to walk, we should be, yep, right back into my normal walk, which is actually my favorite walk. I wish it were made for a curvier body, but I love this walk, so I use it anyway. All right, so yeah, that's how you do it. Now, you could just, for that matter, I have this one for standing. You can go and create different designations under the same name, the same animation overrider name. So this is animation overrider, and like I said, this one is called daily. I have dancing, I have daily. I have standing under daily. I have walking, I have all of these, but the only ones I have dropped anything under is standing and walking. Now if I went to run, you see I have one there, so I have one good run. And as you can see, it's activated, and when I stop, it's not activated. So at all times, there's some animation going if you have set an animation for it to go. If you've set a standing animation will play. Same for walking, no matter what. I wanted to show you this though, that if you shift and drag all of the animations at one time and put them in the HUD, they will all go. You only need to go one by one if you are trying to avoid an animation that you don't want in your AO. So you can do this, group, drag and drop animation thing. So, okay, so why in the world would you want to do something like this? Well, 3 reasons that I know of without being the most technically savvy on the grid. First of all, it takes one less HUD off of you, which lowers your complexity, which is going to lower your personal lag. Everybody wants to do that. Second, it's going to take one less thing off of your computer to render, which again should theoretically raise your frames per second, dropping your lag at least a point or two. Third, it gives you a lot more access to your animations, I think, than a traditional HUD, the native AO. I mistakenly call it a HUD. It is not a HUD. It is an animation overrider. So do forgive me for that. But those are the 3 reasons I would say you would want to do that. It prevents you from having to add more HUDs. All right. Thank you for joining me. I always appreciate it. Hoping I got this done in under 15 minutes. I love y'all, and I will see you so soon. Again, thanks for joining me. If I have any questions, please do pose them. If I don't know the answer, I'll try to find it. Love y'all. Mwah.